Okay, so hello everyone, welcome back to this Python series. And before that, let me just rename this. So what I'm planning to do in this video is basically start with the basic if-else construct in Python, because there are some more things like string operations, string concatenation, lists, tuples, and mutable, immutable data types. There are more things like that, even dictionaries and sets. And what I'm planning to do is to cover those in a later part of video, and I want to give you the information such that at least you can start writing without those concepts, right? To use them, you need to have some more idea about programming, and till the time you don't know if else, for loops, while loops, functions, you won't be actually able to utilize the power of those lists and dictionaries and all sorts of things, right? So what I'll do is start with if else statements. We will discuss what is Elif. We will then discuss what are nested if else statements and if Elif else statements, right? This is what I'm planning to do in this video. So let's start. So what do you do in programming, right? So basically in procedural programming or object-oriented programming or even in function programming, you want to perform some sort of computation, and those computation would depend on the fact that what the user has given or what data you already have. So let's say if I know age is, let's say, 21, so I know age is 21, right? But if I'm making a program or if I'm registering a user for some platform, some application, I would ask the user to give this information, and depending on the value of this input, I would take certain decisions. Okay, so if I know my age is 21, I can just say I have print you can vote, assuming you can vote after the age of 18 and above, you can vote. Since I know that my age is 21, for context it is not, but so if I run this, I know I can vote. But what if the user gives, let's say, 16, and in that case it says again you can vote, but that is not the case. Depending on the value of age, you need to take certain decisions. That is what my point is. So what I do, I say if age is greater than 18, what you do is print you can vote, right? Okay, if I run this won't show any output because age is 16, so 16 is not greater than 18. Fine. So there is some problems with this, because what if I want to do something if age is less than 18? So I can write if age is less than 18, print you cannot vote. Now there are a couple of things that you need to see. I say if age is greater than 18 and age is less than 18, you can vote or you cannot vote. Okay, so you can vote because you cannot vote, right? Because age is less. So what you should observe is if this condition is true, you do this. If the condition is true, you do this, right? Now there are a few things that you should note. See, after writing if, I wrote the condition, right? This can also be in brackets, although not required. Depending on the situation, you need some sort of precedence of operations. We will discuss that also later in the video. Not in this video, but some later videos. So the next thing is, you see, if I have 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4 before this. So Python works on the basis of indentation. right? So I want this to be executed only when this is true, or this print statement is associated with this if statement, right? So if this is true, then only you can come here. If you are, I don't know, I don't think you are comfortable with, don't assume that you know C programming, but it's something like int main, and you maybe int arg C char star star arg v, and you do something return 0, and let's say cout hello world end. So this is a sample C++ program, and what you see is uh, the okay, so let me just do this. Let's say int age is equal to 18, or let's say 21. If age is greater than 18, cout you can vote. Okay, so in this case you are telling that this printing, this is a print function in C++. So if you want to print C++, this is associated with the if statement if and only if this statement is true. So these braces are telling you the scope of this, basically the scope of this statement. If I write this or this, and if you run the C++ program, this would still work because it knows that this line is inside this if statement. Fine. But in Python you don't have these curly braces to denote the scope. So the scope of this print statement is within this if, right? Okay, so if what if, now let's come back to this. If what if the age is 18? If I run this, there would be no output, because if this is greater or this is lesser, nowhere I'm talking about equality. So for that I can use this greater than equal to sign, and then this should work properly. You can vote, right? So there are some comparison operators you should know about. So first is greater than, less than, or okay, so this is less than, this is greater than equal to, less than equal to, less than equal to, right? And I think this is for equality, right? Since I have written age is equal to 18, this is an assignment operator, not the equality operator. So equality operator is this one, right? Okay, this is something you should know, but let's say what we are doing is comparing this age twice. But I know that either, since age is given, either, and age is a number, so either age would be greater than 18, and if that is not the case, it would be less than 18. So in that case, what I would say is, rather than using this statement, I can do else, right? And what this does is, if age is greater than 18, you do this. If that is not the case, you do this. So if I run this, you can vote, and if the age is, let's say, 17, this would say you cannot vote. Okay, so now what is this Elif thing, right? So, or if I want something like Elif basically means else if, and I provide a condition. If age is greater than 16, greater than equal to 16, and I want to say print wait for some time, right? Now if age is greater than 16, so you say wait for some time. If I run this, wait for some time. What is this doing? It is checking this. If age is greater than 18, you can say you can vote basically. But if that is not the case, that means age is less than 18. So you go and check this condition, right? If age is greater than 16, wait for some time, right? And otherwise, if neither of these are true, you can just write you cannot vote. This is what this statement is doing. Let's say if I put age as 177, you can vote. Or if I say your age is 1, you cannot vote. Let's add some more conditions. If age is greater than, let's say 100, I say print you're probably not fit enough to go to vote. And not, so at 100 you can vote. So let's say make this 150. So if age is greater than 150, you're probably not fit enough to go to vote, right? So if I run this you cannot vote because, okay, so I say this 155, let's say you probably not fit, okay, you probably are not fit enough to go to vote, right? And you can vote. There are both cases. So since this is if, right, I check this and I print this and I terminate this if statement. And again, if I go to this statement, I see that age is 18, I again print this. But rather than this, I want an Elif. I want only one of these statements to be executed at most, right? Either this or this or this or this. Now if you see, we can have multiple Elif statements. We can have a single else statement and a single if statement. And now let's say Elif, if age is less than 0, that means print you don't exist, right? Obviously if age is less than 0, you don't exist. So let's say my age is -5, right? So you don't exist. Now in future you would be writing some program, and rather than exactly hard coding what is the age of the user, you would take the input from the user, maybe today's date and maybe the date of birth, and from that you will calculate its age, and then you will pass this to this sort of if else statements. Okay, I think this is good enough for if else. I would have done a lot more if time permits, but okay. So what are nested if else statements? So basically, let's say name, or let's say greeting is equal to hi. I say and age is equal to 21. So I say if let's say greeting is equal to hi, I say print hello. Okay. So if I do this, I run this and it prints hello because greeting is actually hi. Let's say if greeting was hey, so this won't be printed. Nothing would be printed, right? Because this condition would be falsified or false. So what I can do is, I was talking about nesting, so I can write another if statement inside this. If age is greater than 18, greater than equal to 18, only then you print hello, right? Otherwise, else you can just print hi child. Or okay, So hello, because age is greater than 18, but let's say age is 2. In that case, hi child. So what is happening is it is first checking what is the greeting, and then inside this there is another if else statement, and I can have an outer else statement as well. Print how are you doing, right? So if greeting is not hi, but say hey, I don't check the age, I just say how are you doing. So this condition is false, so I don't even execute these statements and I just jump directly to this print statement. Let's say greeting is hi and age is 2. First I check this is if this greeting is hi, yes it is, then I check its age. If age is greater than 18, I print just hello, otherwise I print hi child, right? So that is what was printed here. Okay, so this is nesting. You can have any number of nested if and else. Let's say I have something like this. If greeting is hi, then I check if age is greater than 18, and then only I print hello. So this would be is this working or not? Okay, this is not working, right? But what I want is, rather than having two nested ifs, I want a single if statement, right? So what I can do is I say check if greeting is hi, if that is true, and also check if age is greater than equal to 18, then print hello. I run this and let's increase the age by 221. So it prints hello. Rather than having multiple nested if else, you can have a single statement with multiple and. You can just you check this comparison, and you can just put an and. If this is true and this is true, print hello. Let's do something like this. If age is less than 0, right, you are not existing right now, or age is greater than 200, let's say, print you don't exist, assuming humans don't live for an age more than 200. I just do this and run this. So age is in between this, so there are no issues. Let's say if I put my age as 210 and I run this, it says you don't exist. Or at the same time, if I put -10 as age, again it will say you don't exist. Why? What is happening is I'm first of all going to age is less than 0. Let's say we are considering, let's assume that age is 210. So 210 is less than 0. That is false. No. Okay, so no issues. I can check the next statement. What I want is either one of these statements to be true. So either this should be true or this should be true. And if that is the case, you just print this. So that is the best part of like programming. You have to think every possible case, right? So in this case, it checks age is greater than 200. Then it says yes, that's true. So we are seeing this, you don't exist. But if I do this if statement would never be executed. So you don't have to write some sort of weird programming syntax code such that it is never executed, right? Okay, so if age is less than 0 and age is greater than 200, right? So you are checking both should be true to print this. Obviously age is a number, either it is negative in this case or it is a positive number, right? And given a single number, it can not be both negative and positive. I'm not talking about 0, right? 0, I'm not including 0 as a positive or negative number, but if you want, consider 0 as a positive number. So this statement would never be executed because both these statements cannot be true simultaneously. Although the interpreter would try to check both of these conditions, and it would never actually reach this statement. Yep, that is about nested if and else statement. And okay, so a simple task I would give you. What you need to do is write a Python program. Take your age, like I declared age, right? Do the same thing and check if you are eligible for a driver's license, right? And the things you need to consider is if age is less than 0 or age is greater than 80, you are not allowed. Okay, so if age is 0, you need to say you don't exist. If age is greater than 100, you are not allowed for some reason. You can do this. Or let's say age is greater than 120, you are not allowed to drive, or you are not eligible to drive. And if age is in between 16 to 18, inclusive, both numbers inclusive, you say okay, so 16 is inclusive, 18 is exclusive. You can apply for learner's license if age is less than 16, say you are a kid, and if age is greater than 18, say you are eligible, right? So you have to think the sequence and if else statement, and can you use this and or statement somehow. What your answer should be exactly one of these statements, right? Fine, you have to check all these conditions. I don't think this is quite difficult, or this is difficult at all. And I think I am done for this video. Hope I was able to explain it to you. I sometimes go way beyond what is actually required. I try to teach as much as I can, and that I know is a bit of a problem. But anyways, hope you learned something, and in the next video we will, I think, look at for loops and while loops, right? Yep, that was the video, and thank you. Bye.